All right, there are new brands coming to Sephora and we are going to talk about them because I have tried everything that they make, okay? Violette FR, which I think landed today. We're talking about RHODE, and then we're gonna talk about Isamaya. I don't have every single product on hand, but I can speak to every single one of them and I will swatch what I do have. I'm gonna give y'all my opinion, the up or down on each product in their line as it exists currently, as just kind of a one-stop guide for, again, these like exciting new things that are becoming a little bit more accessible to more people who might not have wanted to order directly from their website in the past. This is an easy peasy video, y'all. I love the fact that I have been doing this for as long as I have, because it's like I can just reach back in my brain and be like, yeah, I know everything about those products. Like, why not tell y'all? Especially because it's like topical right now. So we're gonna start with Violette because the brand is currently on the Sephora website, and I want to preface this with a very, very strong caveat, and that is that Violette is beloved, okay? There have never been more, oh boy, dissenters to me having a negative opinion on one of her products. Please just save it, okay? Like, if I don't like one of her products, I'm going to tell you why, but it has nothing to do with Violette herself. I think that she is lovely. I saw her walking down the street of New York City and I was like, she like glows with this magnetism, okay? She's just a goddess. I'm not here to deny that or to take any of that away from her as a human being. I just have opinions on her beauty line, okay? And who I think these things are for. Beginning with the Boom Boom Milk. This is what it looks like. Ooh, and you can see I've had some use out of it. I used it to travel with for a little while. It is 3.3 ounces. So yeah, I think I'm able to travel with this. I think that that was why I used it so much. So it is described as a visibly rebalancing 3-in-1 barrier spray to hydrate, soothe, and improve the look of skin tone and texture while supporting skin's overall health. It's for everybody, normal, dry combination, and oily. Skincare concerns fine lines and wrinkles, dryness and redness. And it has as its highlighted ingredients fermented birch sap, which hydrates and protects the microbiome for visibly calmer, less reactive skin. Glacial water rehydrates, visibly rebalances and cares for skin. And squalane leaves skin soft and smooth by supporting its barrier. We talked about this before. I mean, I think that there are different ways of emulsifying squalane into a product, and this is emulsified. It's not like a biphase or anything like that. But squalane and I historically have not really gotten along, just in the sense that like it doesn't seem to communicate with my skin. It's like they just it just stays on top. So that might influence my experience a little bit with it, just as a person with dry skin, because I have heard that squalane is phenomenal for people with oily skin as like a balancing oil. My experience with this product is that it is fine. Like, I really don't notice a huge difference with it. Like this, for example, I've used quite a bit, but like it doesn't agree with makeup. So it's like I either have to use it on top of makeup or just as part of my skincare routine. So that is one of the drawbacks of it. But this is the Ultra Calming Rescue Mist from Edam. I'm not going to say the actual name of this because it feels insensitive to say it out loud. I don't know why they called it this, but like this is something that you notice on the skin. And I think that if you do have like an oily complexion, maybe you don't want to notice something on the skin. Like maybe this is a phenomenal kind of milky product that is more of a comforting idea for someone who doesn't want a lot of like presence on the skin from something that is like hydrating and barrier protecting. But like if I want barrier protection, I want to feel like my barrier is protected, okay? And this just doesn't really do anything for me. I was gonna say it's pretty. It's really neither here nor there. Like, it's not bad. It didn't dry my skin out, but like, all right, I'm gonna make a generalization here. And honestly, I don't think that Violette is like only making products for herself, because like she's the creative director of Guerlain. Like she is not unaware that she's not the only person using skincare and makeup. Her line is very much a capsule for people trying to achieve the looks that she has made famous through her presence online. And they are beautiful. But if you have watched any of my color theory series, you probably arrived there through my contrast video. And if you have not, go watch my contrast video. I think that it's really helpful. This is a line for high contrast people, or deep complexions, honestly, just anybody who can like bear the weight of a bold color. I do not belong to that subset of people. Like I am someone who looks quite clownish when I try to wear at least the first iteration of her makeup. And honestly, I feel like her skincare, insofar as this at least, is not really meant for me, because just like anything else, the brand has a point of view And I don't think that their point of view is necessarily like trying to be a skin savior for people like me with really dry skin. It just doesn't feel that way. It feels much more helpful and geared towards people with like combination and oily skin. Okay, let's talk about her lip products. I swear I do have it. I have turned this house upside down and I cannot find it, but I definitely have my thoughts together, but I cannot find the matte liquid lip. But I will start here with the Bisou Balm. This is her sheer matte lipstick. This is definitely intended to be that like effortless looking blotted lip right when you put it on. And I have it here. I have owned this in, what's the beige one called? Calisson. I have owned that one before, I want to say, and there are now 7 shades. When I bought this, I think there were like 3, and then I ended up getting Guimauve because it was released alongside some other things that were very much like coral, right? And it is coral. It's pretty. It's a little bit pink for my taste in terms of coral, and Violette being someone who has that really rich skin tone, we've talked about this in the past, I would have to kind of guess that she's got a little bit of olive in there, and it's like, you're gonna make pink look great, okay? Things leaning a little bit more pink on an olive undertone just looks fantastic, and it's a little higher contrast, which looks fantastic. So obviously, like, this looks great on her. It smells really sweet of vanilla, and that is fantastic. You can see that like it didn't have like the best time right when I bought it. It kind of immediately crumbled at the top. It's a very dimethicone product. It doesn't really give balm at all. It's very drying on the lips, not in like a matte lip, like a liquid matte lip kind of way, but like it's really not doing anything helpful. I was using the tan one for a little while and it just dried my lips out. It wasn't really the vibe that I was going for, because I think that products like this do exist that have hydration to them. We just tried the one from Versed the other day, that lip blur. Wow, okay, even the Generation G, like the original blotted, well, I guess they reformulated it. The current Generation G from Glossier is a fantastic like blotted lip color. This I just found to be too slippy to bond with the lips, but too dry to hydrate the lips. And also, and this is just, I guess, kind of personal, but I bet there'll be people in the comments that have had this happen too. When I used to carry one of these around with me, the top came off in my purse pretty easily because it's, I don't know, it's like, it just kind of, it's really easy. Do you see that? Boop. It's very easy for that lid to come off, and just grit and grime got all loaded in there and I had to throw it away. So not the best experience with this one. I don't think that it's for no one, but I do think that like better versions of this formula, this type of formula exist. And this is what her packaging looks like. It's pretty, like I said, but at the same time, like that's a flaw. And I can say that from experience. All right, let's talk about the Bisou jelly. This one, when it came out, I was so excited because I was like, this is finally for me. Like, I gave her initial release a pretty poor review and everybody was so mad at me. And so I was like really excited to finally like something from her collection. Although I will say, I'll go ahead and spoil it. Her blushes are fantastic. This is in Bonbon Caramel, and it has the balm on the outside and the pigment on the inside, which is just thrilling to look at. I mean, it's really, really cool. We have a problem here, okay? And that is that this balm on the outside is so stiff. Let me know if any of y'all know, like, if you've kept up with the brand or something, like if they reformulated to like do something about that, but like you don't use these at the same rate because the inside is so much softer than the outside. And so as you're putting this on, your lip kind of picks up just the middle pigment and none of the balm. And then you end up with like this color sort of in the middle of your lip. I'll show you. It's like, do you see that? And then you just have like a line of color on your lip. And it's like, you really have to like warm it the heck up first, which it never works. Like it just never works on me, you know? I was like, what's the point? It's like fussy to have to do that too. Just make a lip balm. Let's like make a tinted lip balm. It doesn't need the gimmick. And then the final lip product that I don't have on hand is the, what's it called? The Petal Bouche. This is one of those products that is like exclusively for people who want to wear high contrast or already have deep skin that is close to these colors, because the stakes are way too high, okay? And also, like, that doesn't necessarily mean that a pale person can't wear a red lip. We look at Taylor Swift do it all the time, okay? Like, you can do that. It's just like when I put something like that on, there is no subtle, there is no blur. There is no, oh, this old thing blurred at the edges. I can do that with a lot of products. That one, which is how it's designed to function, absolutely not. Not at all. I look ridiculous. I look like a clown. And then there's also the tedium of trying to use it a different way, which would be like as a perfect red lip. You know what I mean? Like getting all the lines really clean and everything. Good freaking luck. Good luck. It is really hard to use. It's a very unforgiving product. I found the formula to be really, really difficult to work with and very frustrating. So if you're the kind of person who's like used to working with that kind of stuff, and honestly, like even if the red lip is imperfect on you, or the like very like high contrast lip is imperfect on you, and you can pull that off, then you probably are gonna look great in it and you probably don't even need my advice on this. But if you are like me and you are low contrast and you're thinking maybe this is the first time I'm gonna love a red lip on me, first of all, go watch my how to find your perfect red lip video. In parentheses, it's probably not red. And also, this is probably not the one. All right, let's talk about the Paint, all right? Because that is the one that is my arch nemesis. When she released the initial capsule collection, the Paint was part of it, and I bought at least one. I don't remember what color it was. If it was blue, God bless me at the time. Like, what a terrible idea. But I have worked with many liquid eyeshadows, matte liquid eyeshadows, I should say. This is a matte liquid eyeshadow that I got at least, that are great. We were just talking about the Versed one in the last video and how difficult it is to use because it's really thin, but like About Face, go off. Like, you cannot go wrong with their liquid eyeshadows. They're incredible. So at the time when I was reviewing this for the first time, I will say I had used some liquid eyeshadows that I did have a really positive experience with. And also, I don't know that I necessarily had like the confidence and the skill set to be able to work with the formula that she made, but it was very much supposed to, it was like a red. It was like a rusty red, I think. I was in over my head so fast. When she released this, she said she wanted an eyeshadow that behaved like a liquid lipstick. She was accustomed to using liquid lipsticks on her eyes as eyeshadow on this gorgeous, abundant eyelids that she has. I do not doubt that that works beautifully for her dibbity dab. She has the dibbity dab down. You know what I mean? Like, you see her do her makeup at a cafe. Like, that's her whole thing. Like, could not be me. I am not a smear it on in a haphazard way kind of person about makeup. Like, I look messy. She looks cool. I look messy. And it's because she can pull off high contrast, okay? Like, she's a high contrast person who can pull off high contrast makeup. And if you love that line, it is probably because you love the look of high contrast makeup on you. If you're like me and you're trying to get something that's like subtle, that eyeshadow is so impossible to use in a subtle way. You can't use little enough of it. And there might be a way to get it to work, like by mixing it with something, or like, I don't know, people have obviously figured it out, but like, it is not easy. And it is not fun. And those are the two criteria that I basically rate the quality of makeup as whether I'm going to recommend it, you know? It's like, I don't want someone to get something home that I recommended and they go, this is impossible to use. I hate you, khaki. You know, and I just cannot in good conscience recommend the Paint. It is so hard to use. It is so high stakes and it dries down so unforgivingly. You know, there are just so many other ways to get the kind of payoff that you can get from those products through an eyeshadow stick or a liquid eyeshadow that's just easier to work with. That's a new one. I did not know she had Invisible Bandage. Protect and Prime Solution Gel with Niacinamide. I did not know that she had that, so I have not tried that one. Next we have the Bone Shine, which I have right here. This is her highlighter. Hi, no, we need to take a second and talk about how this picture is breaking my brain. You have the stick of the makeup itself, and the top is arcing towards you, and then the top of the casing is arcing away from you, and then the bottom of the casing itself is straight on with no arc. And I just want to know who did this and why they chose violence. You can see mine is, you know, pretty well loved, but again, we're talking about kind of a stiff formula in a package that it doesn't want to be in, because it's like you want to be able to get a lot out of it, or to like maybe use the side of it, but then it really easily like jiggles loose in here. I don't know, maybe they fixed these things since I bought them. This was a more recent purchase though, so it's very, very pretty on the skin. It doesn't really dry down as much as I would like, and honestly, the impact, as much as you would probably expect from this line, is virtually non-existent. I love a highlighter that is virtually non-existent, but it's like I either want it to be stiff in the sense that like it has no presence on the skin if I'm going to use a cream highlight, like I want it to like dry down or whatever, And then there's like the other side of it where I want it to be like, you know, the Chanel Baume Essentiel. And this is like kind of right in the middle. It kind of feels a little bit more like a lip balm, like a stiff lip balm. And it's fine. It's just, again, there are better things like this on the market. Like, I just think there's better executions of it. There are also plenty of worse executions of it. I should be very clear. You know, there are plenty of them that I don't like. But if what you're looking for is that subtle effect, I mean, the Versed stick is outstanding. I have been loving this Urban Decay. And if you wanted to actually spring for it, the Chanel Rosy Light Drops or fill in the blank light drops are all fantastic. So I just find them to be much easier formulas to work with. All right, let's talk about the product from her line that I love, okay? I love these blushes. They are great. Not only are the colors awesome, the packaging is really well executed. They're just kind of a fun pleasure to use because they're marbled, but not in a way that makes them difficult to use. It's not a gimmick the way that that lip balm is. Like, this is just marbled and it's cute and I like it and it's effective. All of those things are true. And also, this product inexplicably smells incredible, okay? Not usually are you going to hear me say like, yes, the scent on this thing that I'm putting on my face, my skin on my face is like outstanding, but like, I need that in a perfume. I have actually written to them and been like, I need this in a perfume. Because Avec Amour is not this scent. It is it's different. It's nice. I'm not gonna try and describe it to you. You can read the notes online, but the perfume that she put out is not this scent. I wish that it was. This needs to exist in a fragrance. So anyway, Mélanie, again, we're talking about that very, very pink coral that like, it's too pink for me, but I bought it because I was hoping that it was gonna be coral and it is too pink for me. But that's also really, really beautiful for people who can wear pink. It's just a very good version of these colors because the formula is so lovely. This is my girl right here. This is Louise. Woo! It's this like peachy beige, get real. Oh, it's so good. They're so good. They're so easy to use. They are balmy, but then they go to a little bit of a powder, but they never really like, actually, I'm not gonna lie. Mélanie, which is a more recent release, you can tell. It's just not something that agrees with my skin tone, but it looks really hollow when you spread it out on my skin. And I feel like Louise is just so much more muted and complex that it doesn't. Like, it just doesn't look as hollow. And I don't think that it's just because it's lighter, because I have Isa here. I had another one too. I've been trying to hunt all these things down. It's been a long time since I bought these, but this is Isa and like, yeah, yes. She is so pretty. Wow, wow, wow. This like beautiful berry color. And I love that, again, it's like marbled in the stick. It's just fun, you know? It's just like, there's so many brands that have made products like this, you know, just like a stick blush, and it's like, to just think about marbling it ever so slightly, it just adds to the appeal of using it. Like, it's just a fun product to engage with. I would never in a million years use this little brush, but Violette's thing is on the go, and every stick like this, I feel like at least like every other one has one of these on the end of it. You know, Makeup by Mario, Thrive Cosmetics, like there are a bunch of them. Either way, this is not my thing. I will say it is something that people don't know, that you can actually unscrew it and actually use it like that instead of having to turn it around every time, but it just feels silly. It feels silly. It's always been something that didn't really necessarily appeal to me because like these are too stiff for it to work. Like, I'd rather it be a sponge or just something softer, but yeah, that's there if you're interested. I do really, 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 really love that formula though. They're gorgeous. And they're just like, for all of Violette's aesthetic intentions in putting this brand together, this is probably the best execution of it. It's like very practical, very very pretty, very sturdy, very user-friendly, and like, and maybe if the thing fell off the brush you'd be pissed off, I don't know, but like it doesn't suffer from the same kind of like sensitivity of the packaging that other things do. These are a home run, and I've always felt that way about them. And there are a couple of her products that I haven't gotten the chance to use. So like her dry shampoo powder, I mean, the Crown Affair one is so much bigger for your money. It just always felt a little bit silly to me, that delivery system. It's not my thing. It's very cute how she uses it in her bangs, but like I don't suffer from like on-the-go hair oiliness. Again, it is very much geared towards people who do need oil control. The whole line seems to be that way. And I said the Invisible Bandage, I've never heard of that. And then the Sela Cream Nourishing Barrier Shield Face Moisturizer with Vitamin C. that one is new on me too. I don't pride myself necessarily on being a skincare influencer, but I hope that you got the information you needed on the makeup today. Now, let's move on to our girl Hailey Bieber, and we will talk about RHODE. I'm assuming, because it's a pretty small line anyway, I'm assuming they're going to have everything, like at Sephora in stock. One of the biggest things that I have had an issue with RHODE is that their stuff sells out all the time. And I hope that being put in Sephora is a sign, like very much like Glossier, right? Where it's like, we're going to have infinite stock now. All right, so let's start by talking about the peptide lip tint. The biggest thing that people have a complaint about with the peptide lip tint is that sometimes it's grainy, and it's a temperature thing. I have heard many people say you just, you know, put it in a little cup of warm water or something and you massage it for a minute and it'll go away. I think it's, you know, just some suspension of like one of the oils. That's fine. I had one that did that and it was really unpleasant, but I've owned tons of colors of them, and actually I'll go grab one. This is the peptide lip tint in Ribbon. So this is a color, right? And this is what the tip looks like. It's very nice and easy to use. And then you've obviously probably seen the cell phone case that stores this little thing. And yeah, it smells kind of fruity minty at the same time. This one is not gritty, which is lovely. And it's just a fantastic formula. Okay, pink is not my color, but let's go. Oh, it's such a translucent pink, who cares? That is something about RHODE. It's so easy to like because she makes things that are mostly texture, you know? There are colors, obviously, but like it's easy to kind of collect her stuff because it's just easy to wear, you know? Like it's all kind of like translucent, or there's something for someone. There's a crowd pleaser in there, and they're just easy to use. This is something that is incredibly actually effective at nourishing your lips. You could wear it as an overnight treatment every night and you'd be very happy that you did. It has a lot of tenacity to it. It's just a great product. It's one of those things that I feel like is not necessarily like overblown in its hype. And honestly, RHODE has the reputation in the beauty space as being this brand that everyone wanted to dismiss. We wanted to dismiss it so bad because we were like, oh, this is just another celebrity cash grab. Nothing personal against Hailey Bieber, but like there have been a lot of flashes in a lot of pans from a lot of celebrities where I've like received their stuff in the mail and like gifting or whatever. And I'm like, well, this is neither here nor there, Scarlett Johansson. While, ooh, it tastes sweet, it's delicious. While she definitely is not up against any difficulty in terms of funding this, she was up against some difficulties in terms of convincing us cynics that like she had something to say in the skincare and beauty space. And we all like tried her stuff and we were like, dadgummit. That's not just good, that's great. That's really, really, really good. And she makes stuff that's, again, like so easy to like, so easy to use, so effective that you're just like, you hired smart people and you know what looks good, you know? So this is quite lovely. This was her first sort of trio of skincare products that came out. So we have the peptide glazing fluid, we have the barrier restore cream, and then we have the glazing milk. These are usually sold as a set and they are treated as like one routine. I think that that's a little bit weird, and this is gonna sound like I'm splitting hairs, but like, I don't think this one does anything. After using these for a really long time, I don't think that the peptide glazing fluid does anything. When I use all three, or when I use just these two, I notice no difference. So like, there might have been a deal, you know, where it was like less expensive to get all three or something like that, that made it like negligible to like include one more, whatever. But like, if you're buying these individually, these two are the winners. So the barrier restore cream, I definitely notice the difference if I use it versus not using it. I use this every night. I have a lot of moisturizers that I use, but I use this every single night. And this is a rich face concentrate. It's kind of like how, you know, Violette was talking about how hers is like a barrier product. It might be a barrier product for people who already have like pretty nicely like self-hydrating skin. This is for people like me. My skin just goes, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I was so thirsty. All of her stuff looks like that. It all dries down with this beautiful sheen to it. And you can't really argue with it. You're looking at it and you're like, all I really wanted was my skin to look like that. So if it just keeps looking like that, those are results to me, you know? And it's so rewarding to use, and they're not that expensive, like in the grand scheme of things. And then this is the most legendary product that she makes. Yeah, I think that that's a completely fair thing to say. First of all, it comes in a huge container. I have tons of these. I have tons of them. I never want to run out of this stuff, but the glazing milk, woo! This is the most, again, I use this every single day. the most beautiful texture of a product where it rubs into the skin. It goes a long way too. It's an abundance of product and it goes a really long way. And like, look at how it makes the skin look. Are you freaking kidding me? Like, it's just this hydrated, bouncy layer. Ooh, it's so nice. And it's a milk. I really feel like it's almost like a reverse emulsion, but it's much, much, much thinner. I feel like a lot of people, not unfairly, but cynically, will accuse her of, like, if somebody says that her products are really good and really innovative, they'll be like, they're not that innovative. She just borrowed it all from like the Asian market, which, fair. That's where like everything that we think is innovative comes from, let's be real, but at the same time, someone's gotta bring it over here. Most of it we can't get anyway, and because they won't sell it to us because the United States is not considered to be particularly adventurous, and so most of the cool makeup colors are over there and like the cool textures of stuff. Everybody's just like way more like innovative with skincare and sunscreen over there. Anyway, generalizations, regardless, get freaking real. It's not like she's charging $1 million for it either, you know? Like, it's just an absolutely gorgeous product that's a crowd pleaser. And it's like, if you want your skin to look like that, those are the results. Boom, done. You buy it, you put it on your face, your skin looks like that. I have no complaints. Now this is the Pineapple Refresh Wash. I haven't gotten a lot of use out of this. It's a little bit drying for me. It just didn't give me as much barrier respect, right, as I might have wanted. I want a cleanser that just is like barely. So, pineapple enzyme is something that I love as an exfoliator. I don't want it in my everyday cleanser. Good Molecules makes one of the most incredible pineapple enzyme cleansers that's like meant to be a really gentle exfoliant. It's a powder that you add water to, kind of like the Amore Pacific one, but it's obviously a lot less expensive. And when it emulsifies, you're ending up with particles that break down as you use it, and so it's not like excoriating the crap out of your face, but it's very effective mostly because of the pineapple enzymes. I want control over when I'm putting pineapple enzymes on my face. If anybody's ever had raw gums because of eating too much pineapple, I'm gonna guess, I am not an expert, but I'm gonna guess that's kind of what we're working with here. And sometimes my skin is just too sensitive to be using something like that every day. The only thing that I have yet to try is the barrier butter, and that is because it has been sold out since it came out. These videos always make a liar out of me. It just came back into stock. It is a reverse emulsion for the body. Sign me up. I will buy it in bulk, probably, when it comes back into stock. And that's again why I'm grateful that it's coming to Sephora, because it's like, hopefully we'll be actually able to buy it. I'm definitely the only one complaining about that. Let's talk quickly about her makeup. I mean, obviously, I guess you could consider the balm kind of a color cosmetic because there are a lot of colors in it now, but let me speak quickly about her lip liner. Understand what you're getting into with her lip liners, okay? This is just a very specific kind of like look that you can create. This is a like very blurrable, very movable, lightweight, easy to thin out formula that does not behave like a typical lip liner that you might think of as being like waterproof, and it's going to like guard your lipstick from feathering, you know, like we talked about in like the 80s and the 90s and stuff. This is very much made to blur on your lips and it's just such a specific look. I like it. I do like the look of it, but it's like there are shortcomings to it if you're a person who's just looking for a regular lip liner. One of the biggest ones is that there's really no cool tones. I want something grungier, but like that doesn't seem to be like the style, you know, of what people that are buying this are into. Like, I don't think that Hailey doesn't know what she's doing. I just think that this isn't necessarily like geared towards me. However, it's a very, very beautiful product. I think that it does a really great job at exactly what she is going for, the exact like look that she has on the website and everything. Like, they have just this really beautiful kind of blurred, again, warm, contrasty sort of lip going on, and it's gorgeous. It is not a typical lip liner, which is kind of cool. It is, to me, a product that kind of stands on its own, and I would just like bear in mind, like if you're like, oh, do I need this lip liner or this lip liner? If you want a regular lip liner, you don't want this. If you want something that is to achieve the look that she is going for, then this is what you want. And finally, in the RHODE category, the blush that sailed 1,000 ships, right? My God, we could not stop talking about this stuff last year, and for good reason. I mean, one, she's a brilliant marketer. She really knows how to get her products out there, but also, they're lovely. I love the little chubby situation. I like that it's like big, you know, easy to hold. The only thing that I don't love is that it's a pop-off cap. I think that for something that is as difficult to grip and is like shallow of a lid, I would like for it to screwed off. That works fine. Doesn't bother me, but I can see it being like a tactile issue for somebody who didn't have like great mobility. But the colors are gorgeous and the formula is great. I get tons of compliments when I wear these because compared to a lot of stick blushes, this actually packs a lot of pigment and it lasts. Like I will be walking around later in the day, they're like, what is on your cheeks? Like I walk into Sephora, they're like, I love that blush. What is that? Toasted Teddy. Toasted Teddy is, let me see if I can find it. So Freckle is a beautiful peach. I have a video where I basically dupe all of these in my collection. And so it's like, they're not the most unique colors in the whole world. Like this peach right here is, I mean, it's all over my collection because I love peach blush. But this right here, Toasted Teddy, if y'all are familiar with Phytosurgeons, Phytosurgeons was the only brand that had a comparable shade, and it is either Inferno or Ignite, I can't remember, but they're very similar. That speaks volumes in terms of its uniqueness because Jason at Phytosurgeons does not make a run-of-the-mill straight down the middle color of anything. They're always grungy and unique, and the fact that like that's the only thing that could dupe this, again, it's just very, very like exciting for me because I love when I find something that just stands alone, like a color that is just stimulating because it's so beautiful. Ooh, actually, wait. Brownstone, where are you, girl? Yes. Okay, so about all the blushes from Versed, and I am very curious. Oh my God, look. That's why I love it so much. It looks like Toasted Teddy. Uh-oh, sorry, RHODE. Versed done scooped on you. They're not exactly the same color. I'm not gonna sit here and bore you trying to like disambiguate them. I truly think that like you wouldn't be able to tell the difference, and the formulas are both great, so do with that what you will. I do kind of think that Brownstone did that on purpose though, because truly that color does not exist a lot of places in the market. Like they did that on purpose. I'm casting aspersions, but I'm not wrong. And the final brand that is coming to Sephora currently that we know of is Isamaya Beauty. And I have bought everything that Isamaya Beauty released other than the Industrial 2 palette. I have a lot of opinions on her releases thus far, especially in the sense that they were supposed to be these kind of like theatrical capsules. We got Industrial. It was a really cool capsule. Not everybody loved it, but I thought it was pretty cool. Like these textures and these colors, I will admit, are unique. They might not be my favorite thing in the world or the easiest thing to use, but I will hand it to her. They are unique. There are a lot of ideas in here. And then when she put out Industrial 2, it was like, wait, so how many ideas do you have? Because like, it was just sort of like everything that didn't make it into this palette, she did another one. I was like, and that was after doing only one other one, which was like that cowgirl thing that I also bought. And that palette, that whole collection just did not appeal to me. I don't know. I don't even know why I bought it. It was glittery and weird and it just wasn't for me. All that to say, even if things didn't go exactly the way that Isamaya planned, in the ways that she has released her brand thus far, she has a point of view. I mean, we can't talk about Isamaya without talking about the penis lipsticks, right? Like, good for her. Good for her. She knows how to play up, I mean, what would you call it? Like camp or, you know, just being kind of absurd or like outspoken, noticeable, what have you. She knows how to pull focus, okay? And she's also a veteran of the makeup industry. Like she knows what she wants to do. She knows what she likes. The thing that I have kind of an issue with as it comes to Sephora is that like, I feel like they've taken all of that away from her. Like looking at these products, I'll scoot over, we can stick a photo in. Looking at these products, the packaging is just like, really? You know, like there's a little bit to it that feels kind of clinical or whatever, and I get that that's a fun little play, but like it doesn't look expensive to me. So Isamaya's brand is now on the Sephora website. There is the lip lac, which I do own. They have really streamlined the packaging. There is the skin enhancing duo cream blush and highlighter. I'll talk about that in a second. The color correcting skin tint serum. How many shades is that? Green, purple, and then a bunch of browns. Interesting. Lips Metal, sheer metallic balm, the hyaluronic lip plumper, a sculpting stick precision cream contour stick with ceramides, a lips balm, okay, microbial gel face prep primer, universal lip liner, concealer. Okay, we're actually doing complexion. That's cool. Face glaze skin primer, micro eyeliner, precision eyeliner, and a mascara. So I have tried her mascaras. They were fine. I'm not like a mascara critic. You know what I mean? Like I use one mascara and that's kind of it because I can't be trusted with a regular mascara that isn't a tubing mascara because I will get an eye infection because I don't have the discipline to wash it off. I know I've said that a million times, but if you're new here, that's how it is. I do think that it's cool that she did a concealer, but oh no, there's 5 shades, so it's not a concealer. It's maybe a brightener, but like it's a little bit interesting that you would call it that. And I get it. From a dollars and cents standpoint, it makes sense to have basic products, things that people can approach, having a clear lip balm, things like that. But I just think that a cheek duo like that gives you way more options in terms of packaging than that. This does look interesting. And if y'all want me to, I will buy it, but I am just a little bit disappointed at like kind of how, again, like watered down this is in terms of her point of view. The colors though, the colors do look interesting, and you know that that is ultimately what I care about. So like I said, I have tried the lip lac. I love it very much. $38, yeah, it's still so expensive. I have it in the black veil, which I love because it's actually a black lip gloss that stays black instead of pH color adjusting. Fantastic. I think it's a very, very pretty product. And I honestly would be interested to try it. I think they've come out with a lot of new shades in this and like they're very, very cool. So yeah, I think it would probably just be a couple more colors of the lip lac and a couple of colors of that blush duo, unless y'all have other things that you would like me to try from her. I am a little bit confused about her like color story complexion point of view on this. Anyway, I hope that that helps to illuminate the lines that are coming to Sephora. Obviously, I know the least about Isamaya because she has come out with such a huge amount of new products specifically for the Sephora market, right? The other ones I'm understanding are just going to like stock the things that have already existed because they are a little bit more kind of like user friendly. If you did enjoy the video, please give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. If you're new here or you just have not subscribed yet, please subscribe while you're here. We would love to have you. I will put a video up here that I think you'll enjoy if you liked this one. Thank you so much for being here, y'all. I love you so much. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.